KFNR Koffin Radio.
Welcome to KFNR Koffin Radio. I am Heartthrob Rob, and joining me today at ComplexCon 2019 is Curtis of ChalkLine Apparel.
What's up, guys?
How you doing, brother?
Doing well, man. Doing well.
I'm excited. We're here at ComplexCon 2019, Saturday, day one.
Yeah.
How's everything going so far for you?
Going great. We just had Kevin Nash and Scott Hall just left the booth. We had a meet and greet with them, and that was sick. And we did a whole collection for like the Outsiders and the NWO when they left WWF and came to WCW.
Yeah.
And so we did the whole booth based off that kind of era when that happened, and yeah, it's been awesome so far.
And that definitely jump-started the 90s. People don't realize that was like before Austin and before The Rock, you know?
Totally.
When they brought Hogan in and he turned heel, that set it all off, right?
I learned, because when I do my designs, I know that as a fan of things, when I see merchandise that's done and I'm like, they didn't even know what it's about, you know? I don't like that. So, and sometimes I don't know everything, right? I can't know everything. So I had to research about the Outsiders. I was like, what's the Outsiders about? And just learning about that and like the Click, and then how basically like NWO and DX like being more like the Click continuing almost.
Yeah.
At least how I took it, you know. And man, that was just awesome.
Yeah, they definitely dominated the 90s, you know, and the Monday Night Wars like you have up here.
Yep.
You have Monday Nitro, and you know, it's amazing. The backdrop is amazing.
Thank you.
For people that don't know ChalkLine clothing, what is ChalkLine Apparel?
So ChalkLine, the way I discovered it actually was like through eBay and finding old jackets, because I was heavily interested in the 90s just design and fashion, and so I had my own brand, and I just stumbled upon ChalkLine jackets like through on the internet, right? And but what it was is a company from the 80s that kind of rivaled Starter jackets. Remember, Starter would have the satin jackets,
for sure.
And ChalkLine had the jackets. And in the mid-90s, they kind of went defunct, and Starter continued on, and they kind of took over. And so ChalkLine, my team and I, we got the brand. We're doing an interview right now. And so, where was I?
Famous man.
Yeah, and so, where was I saying?
How did it get started?
Right.
In the 90s and the Starter jackets.
Right. So it went defunct. So this is under new management. So they bought the name ChalkLine, and then what happened was I had my brand. It's called Major Look, and it was all based in the 90s. And I was working with this guy in Manhattan called Mr. Throwback. He has like an old 90s sports store, and I was doing all his graphic design. And he was a friend of this guy Alon over here, who's the owner, and him and he asked me if I could design a jacket for him. So I did the first jacket, which was for Mr. Throwback, was for his store. Because the whole thing is that ChalkLine, they started off doing NFL, WWF, NBA, all like big licenses now that like we can't even attain right now because they're so expensive. And so so we were like, hey, well, Mr. Throwback, he sells the original ChalkLine jackets in his store, like when he thrifts them and stuff like that. And so let's do a jacket for his store, and that'll be like our first relaunch into into the world again.
Yeah.
So we did that. And then from there, we got the WWE license. And the first ones we did was the Ultimate Warrior and the Macho Man. And I also did Andre the Giant, but it didn't come out until like years later for some reason. I think it was a licensing issue with one of the images or something like that. But yeah, and that was the start of it. And so I was working just like doing a couple jackets every couple of months for the first like year.
And when was this?
And this was in end of 2014 going into 2015. And then I moved out to California in end of 2015, and that's when I kind of started getting more work with them. It's becoming more like a permanent role.
Oh, very cool.
And so then now I'm full time. I'm like the head of the design there, and I have we have a few artists that we contract and stuff like that. And because in the beginning it was just all me solely, and so it's, we've grown a lot. It's really cool.
Well, what are some? You say you're the designer. What are some of the best-selling designs that you have right now?
I don't even really concern myself with the sales, but I know that I didn't tell you this.
What are some of the hot sellers?
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is like, I haven't been able to keep that stuff on. Some of the stuff I don't even have because like it sold so fast that I think that fan base is just so rabid, and they're hungry for like cool merch, and that's what I kind of feel like I bring is like I try to make the stuff that's actually cool and not just like would find in a Walmart or a Target. You know?
That's actually my favorite jacket that you guys have too. That and the Brett one. The Ninja Turtle one.
The first one we did. Yeah, the shell and sleeves.
Yeah,
I love that one.
That was really cool. I like that. So where do you pull some of your inspiration from? Is it mostly just because you do a lot more than just wrestling too?
Right. Yeah. So first and foremost, all my inspiration comes from the original line of ChalkLine jackets.
Okay.
Because my own personal view is that when new brands or when old brands come back, they try to like make it new in a way, and they just kind of take a little bit from the past. But like I think we should take all of them. And so I try to do that. And we've evolved, and we've developed new styles of jackets, like the entrance jacket. That was never a thing.
Yeah.
And so we have evolved, and I actually like Alon. He had to like push me to do that stuff because I'm like, I don't want to do. I want to do only old school stuff. You know, I only want to do old school stuff. But but we have to grow, and it's good too because it gives more ideas out there and allows us to do more things.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then what's next for ChalkLine, and what are some of the goals that you have upcoming?
Man, some of the goals. We've been getting a lot of the licensing that we've been wanting, right? Nickelodeon is huge. And we just got Capcom.
So you do it the right way, then you pull the license and all that.
Yeah, all that, everything.
Very cool.
Actually, a quick little story on that is because it's so easy to just go on Google, get an image, and print it, and have no rights.
Yeah.
So respect to all the companies who really do it, and you really have to be doing it. But we were trying to do a jacket with Tecmo Bowl,
yeah.
And they said that we don't have any licensing rights for apparel. So if you were to make Tecmo Bowl gear, we wouldn't sue you or anything like that.
Wow.
But we were like, well, we don't want to make fake Tecmo Bowl gear. We want to make official gear, and so we just never did it because they didn't want to do it. So.
That's integrity, man.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I didn't want to take up too much of your time. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
No, I mean,
any socials you want to plug?
Yeah, follow me on Curtis Linden, CURTIS_Linden, LINDEN, and yeah, man, I'm glad you asked me to do this.
No, thanks for coming, man. Thanks for coming, dude. Appreciate it. Really, that's very cool, man.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For Koffin Radio, ComplexCon 2019, ChalkLine Apparel. See you guys later.
Thanks, guys.
ASMR Koffin Radio.